Thanks for listening to Middle Aged and Mediocre. I'm Cash.
I'm Joel.
And we are a podcast about all things strange and unusual, death and UFOs, and other creepy,
Cults,
weird, random
ghosts.
There you go.
Yeah. Not just naming things in the room.
Oh my god.
There's a cult of ghosts.
Welcome to another Middle-Aged Mediocre. I'm Cash, joined as always by that guy over there with the plastic brass knucks.
This motherfucker.
He is in a mood. He is wearing the plastic, I guess you would have to call them plastic brass knuckles to explain what they are.
Plastic knucks.
But
I call them knucks because I'm straight from the street.
But I had them laying on my desk, and you put them on immediately. You have changed, man.
I'm just drawn to them.
You are a new person. With
That's
those
all I
on.
need right there.
I think I've created a monster.
Yep. I've already punched a box in here.
Yeah.
I mean,
You're gonna
I hit the monitor by accident.
You're going to have to leave those for the good of society.
Oh,
You're going to leave those here.
what?
'Cause I don't trust you out there.
No
in the
way.
world.
I'm going to keister them.
Oh, no.
I shouldn't tell you, but
You shouldn't. Have you already keistered them?
I'm wearing them.
Yeah, but I had my back turned for a minute.
Yeah. I tested them up there.
Oh, yeah.
Back on.
They look misshapen. They look deformed.
We're back.
We're back, and hey, this week we can cuss and things.
Fuck yeah.
No kid show this week.
Those little cocksuckers, they got their show last week.
Oh, poop.
I cussed the one time. I can't believe I did it.
Yep.
And this time I won't cuss one time.
I had to go in and put farts
Farts are funny.
into the Coraline episode.
Farts are so fucking funny.
So speaking of the Coraline episode, if you haven't watched that already, it's the YouTube video's up. You can watch it. You can listen to the audio version on Spotify, Apple, and all that stuff. But fun little stat about the YouTube video. It tells you what the average view duration is.
Yeah.
And out of the amount of views we've had, the average view duration is 2 minutes and 16 seconds. So the intro, where you don't see us yet,
Yeah.
it just is the title screen, that takes up probably a good 30 seconds or so. So that means people are finding this video, seeing the title, and being like, The Haunting of Coraline Jones. That sounds interesting. Wonder what this is. And then within a minute or so of seeing us, they're like, this is not for me.
That doesn't make me feel very good. I don't know what that stat was meant to accomplish. But
Pretty much that.
man, I'm
yeah.
going to punch myself with these nuts.
Yeah, so, I don't know how people could see us and not just want to see more.
Yeah, we're good boys.
But we're going to keep pushing through.
Yeah.
We will not be defeated by numbers.
Nah.
'Cause we don't...
I'm a friend of numbers.
We don't know many of them.
I like to say, math, I was so good at math when it was just numbers.
Well, you like to do math. as
yeah,
you said,
but then they started introducing letters.
with the numbers.
It's like Y.
X
Y.
over
Y.
X.
But why?
I've never understood it.
Me neither. Just leave it at numbers.
And then they get weird little symbols.
Yeah, you don't put numbers in letters.
Or not usually.
Nope.
But unless you're the Greek alphabet, I think it has some number-looking things.
Bitch, I ain't Greek.
Look, language is weird. Numbers are weird.
Yeah.
Nothing's real.
Yeah.
It's all a construct of man.
It's just all made to just keep us down, hold us down.
Pretty much.
So we're going to make this guy think he's dumb about math because he doesn't know letters.
They did it.
What?
That
doesn't make sense.
For the longest time, I thought I was pretty dumb about math.
Yeah.
And then I had a phone that, just has a calculator
Yeah, it does
and
it.
Google, and I can find answers to anything.
I'm really good at math. I can just keep the letters out.
All those years of teachers saying, you're going to have to learn this because it's not like you're going to be able to walk around with pen and paper in your hand all the time.
Yeah.
You were right, teacher. But I am going to have a phone that gives me all of the information in the world.
Computer in your little pocket.
So, with that being said, what's been going on, man?
Fucking, I don't know.
Okay.
Just stuff.
Just living a life.
Yeah, LIVIN.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Living. Just living.
I emceed the parade.
Yeah, how'd that go?
MacArthur. It was a parade.
Was it a parade?
It brought the motherfucking people out.
Did you... So, do you, tell... are you doing, a comedy set? Or
No.
are you just being there's another car?
I did a course for the Christmas parade in that one town I already forgot about. But this was Carlin Haggerty thing. He did most of it. He's
Okay.
really good at this because he knew the people. And there's so many fucking queens. I mean, just, a parade.
Yeah.
And then, like, he needed a break, and then I started, like, introducing, like, the baseball team, so I got to fuck with little kids and stuff, which was fun.
Okay.
Because there's one, they're called, like, the Swag Monsters. And I just have a microphone, I'm like, coming up now, give it up for the 12 and under Swag Monsters. I'm like, you guys don't look very swaggy. And they'd have to get extra swaggy. And the one, they were, like, throwing candy, and I was like, give it up for the 10 and under Vikings. I'll see your arm, kids. And the one kid, like, held up his arm. He didn't throw the candy, he just held his arm up. And I said, throw the candy, Junior. Like, on necessary roughness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It sounds awful.
It was hot. They're like, we're going to put you right in the middle of the street with the sun just beating down on you. And,
Yeah.
I mean, Carlin did really good. Like I said, I kind of had the thing, and I was, like, showing him names, or if I see a name, I'd shout it to him. So just help out. It's something to do.
Yeah.
But I like to put myself through that kind of stuff. I mean, how many people can say that they emceed a parade at the Wild Turkey Festival?
You.
How many people?
Well, you and Carlin.
Yeah.
So there's two.
I wish I had these knucks then.
Oh, those kids would have been in serious danger if you would have had those knucks then. It's just weird to me that there's a parade. We're going to talk about parades
Okay.
in today's story. Actually.
Everybody loves a parade. That's what I had to remind the lady in charge. I was like, hey, calm down. Everyone loves a parade. Like, no one gives a shit.
Our story today.
Throw candy at them, they're happy.
Our story today is going to prove your statement wrong.
Really?
Yeah.
That'll be a first.
Well,
friend.
And
Me being ow, my neck. Oh. See, even talk about being prude.
Middle-aged.
My neck. Middle-aged as fuck today, guys.
we're living up to our
I
name.
can't really turn my head to the right to the YouTube camera.
Well, those
it hurts
hosting
so bad.
parades is tough work.
Oh, yeah, it really took it out of me.
Well, it's just since this is a good lead-in since our
Yeah.
story does involve a parade, so we'll get into it.
But we gotta take an ad this time because it's not them cocksucking kids are gone. So we can do ads too and make money off this one.
Yeah, we gave those kids a free show.
They give us a minute and a fucking half.
This week we gotta take it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have an ad break at some point this
All
week.
right.
So I know you. I am pretty sure you do, but you watch college football, right?
Yeah. Not as much as I used to.
Who's your team?
OH.
Okay, IO.
Yeah.
Same here.
High State.
Any thoughts on Notre Dame's team?
I mean, from like the 90s and stuff.
Rudy. Okay.
Yeah. But I don't really. I know they're on NBC. They got Touchdown Jesus.
So this story might make you a fan of Notre Dame, at least a little bit. Maybe not.
I had a Notre Dame sweatshirt growing up. I was a fan.
Okay.
So
So
Rudy.
we're going to go back to the 1920s.
Oh, wow.
100
100 years ago.
100 years ago.
Century.
Yeah.
Wow.
Holy shit. Yeah.
A century.
What did I just see the other day that it was turning 10? I think like the first Guardians of the Galaxy movie
Oh, yeah?
is turning 10 years old, and it just seems like it came out.
Did you yell, nerd?
I cried because passing of time.
Well, the last one's out now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
The third one.
Yep.
Probably the last one. I don't know.
Batista says he ain't coming back.
Yeah. I did go watch, before we get into this, I watched the new Evil Dead. Evil Dead Rises.
I heard it's pretty,
Evil Dead Rise?
Yeah.
Evil Dead Rise.
probably. I thought it was Jessica Biel as the mom.
I can see where you would think
Yeah.
that. It's good. It is gory, like, so much blood.
Yeah.
They kind of showed everything in the trailer, though. They show you a lot in the trailer.
1 out of 5 hot dogs. How many are you giving it?
3.5 hot dogs.
3.5 hot dogs?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. It's good, though. It is definitely got some creepy moments.
I like going back and watching trailers after I watch the movie because it seems like all trailers are like that.
Yeah.
They like show a scene that they show something from like the last 2 minutes or something. In the
Yeah, really, the
trailers
last movie that didn't do that was Barbarian.
Yeah.
And that played out very well by not showing you really what you were in for.
Yeah, when Justin Long came on the screen, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
He's in that? What is happening?
What movie is this?
Yeah.
So yeah, even though it goes back and like it uses a lot of the same like camera techniques from the original Evil Dead movies. Takes place in the city though, so it's like a new setting. But yeah, it's really good. I would recommend 3.5 hot dogs.
All right.
Definitely worth a watch, but
I'm hungry now.
I'll wait for it to come out on streaming to watch it. So yeah, we're going to go back to 1920s. In 1922 in Indiana, Indiana had the largest Ku Klux Klan organization in America. It was
good job.
It was led by a guy named D.C. Stevenson, and he saw the Klan as a political party and had big plans for it.
Yeah, big plans for the Klan.
Yeah,
big Klan plans.
Big Klan.
Okay,
big Klan plans.
Big Klan plans.
Stevenson often made political attacks on foreigners and Catholics, and there were many in the Republican Party who supported the Klan's message. Glad we don't live in that world.
Yeah.
So in Indiana during the 1924 election cycle, the Klan was the most active political force at the time. Stevenson had his members spread throughout Indiana, canvassing neighborhoods to find out who was in favor of the Klan and who wasn't. So they would just basically go and do surveys.
Like this Scott Hall in WCW.
Yeah. Survey time.
Yep.
Who's here for the, what was it? Like,
the good guys
yeah.
or the bad guys?
And this, I guess the Klan would see themselves as the good guys in this situation.
They're not.
They're not. So after surveying Indiana, the only area that concerned the Klan was South Bend, which was one of the few cities...
That's where Notre Dame is!
That's where Notre Dame is. And it was one of the few cities that had a strong Catholic presence. But Stevenson wasn't that concerned because South Bend also had a strong Protestant presence, and the Klan was already firmly embedded in South Bend. So the Klan leader in South Bend was actually always meeting his recruitment quotas, because they have those.
Wow.
So, you got to get the people.
Now you're getting yelled at for not getting them.
Yeah.
You got to find some more dumbass white people, Carl.
They're everywhere.
Yeah. Throw a stick. You'll hit 3 of them.
Imagine being called in for that meeting to where you're just being like, no, Carl, I can't express to you how important this is. You got one job, Carl.
These black people aren't going to hate themselves, Carl. We got to get out there. These Catholics.
So Stevenson decided that it would be beneficial.
Like all that fucking organization just for fucking hate.
For hate, yeah.
Yeah, just like use it, like maybe use it for something else.
Yeah, just,
maybe
you got a lot of energy. I feel like you got a lot of organizational skills. Have you thought about maybe applying it for good?
Yeah, just peace and love, man. Understanding. Fuck that shit.
But Stevenson decided that it would be beneficial to hold a Klan rally in South Bend, Indiana, as his rallies, also known as claverns.
Claverns.
With a K, of course.
Oh, yeah, okay.
That's what the rallies were known as.
KKK.
They would always draw large numbers, and they would last usually an entire week. So the plan was...
Motherfuckers love that shit.
The plan was to stage a parade right through South Bend, where they would spread their anti-Catholic rhetoric. And they were hoping to incite violence.
So this is the KKK, but they're more against Catholics than just, say, blacks.
So at the time...
black people. I don't mean to...
At the time, they were... Because, basically, you weren't... if you were Catholic, then you shared somewhat different religious values than a Christian. So how dare you?
Catholics stand up a lot during their church shit. Christians are like, don't be all uppity. You can't be uppity without standing up.
God made church pews for a reason.
Yeah, use them.
Put your butt in them.
Don't be standing up. Oh man, I went to a Catholic church once. It was just stand up, sit down, stand up, sit down. Make up your mind, Jesus. Okay, but yeah, the KKK, they were more against the Catholics.
So they were against the Catholics. The Catholics, Jews, African Americans,
just anybody that's not Christian white.
Yeah. So they also hoped to be able to incite some violence because they had found that anytime there was fighting during the Klan's presence, the membership would increase. Because, you know, more people would, like people that had that hate in their heart would see the fighting and be like, they're fighting people I feel a kinship with.
Yeah.
You know, a kinship with. And they would join up. So the parade was scheduled to take place 11 days after the primary elections. During the primary elections, Klan-supported Republicans defeated many mainstream Republicans because if there's one thing America truly, truly loves, it's hate and racism.
Yeah, USA.
At our core.
USA.
Oh, boy, can we get behind that.
Build a wall.
So Stevenson had his robed followers attach the... This is amazing. So he sent his Klansmen out, and they would basically write down, like on a pamphlet, I guess, or just, whatever. Like, they would write down who they wanted people to vote for.
Yeah.
They'd use a clothespin to clip it, and then they just throw it at people's doors. And so many people at the time, like, in this area, like, they just didn't really give a shit. Like, they weren't, like, political action wasn't really the top priority.
Sure.
So they were, like, a lot of people walked out, saw, like, this name, and they were like, yeah, that sounds like, I'll vote for them.
Yeah.
Because,
it's written on a piece of paper.
Yeah.
It's right there.
Free clothespin.
Yeah.
Nobody else is giving out free clothespins. So the Klan would go on to take 5 of the 7 county seats. In Indiana, the Klan decidedly swept the election. So at the time, a priest named Matthew Walsh was the president of Notre Dame University. He was concerned for his students about the upcoming Klan rally and addressed his concerns with 2 of his most trusted priests. He asked him to meet with the chief of police in South Bend, who was named Lawrence Lane, and discuss the upcoming rally, like to address their concerns. Lane was a Catholic. Most of his sheriffs, though, were Protestants. Lane responded by telling the priest that there was nothing to be worried about because the Klan didn't have a permit to hold a parade. So the most they could do was basically just to get together in South Bend and hang out, Yeah. He's like, we ain't going to let them parade. If they want to get together, though, they can come down, hang out on the roads. They're going to stand
still.
Yeah, they're not going to
They're not going to be walking.
No. No organized walking.
Not on my watch. No, I got this walk watch, and they ain't on it.
To reassure the priests, Lane stated that if the Klan did attempt to hold a parade, without a permit, he would assign enough manpower to put a stop to it, and that if it really came to it, he would authorize the use of a machine gun and tear gas.
Oh, shit.
To handle some shit.
Maybe try to tear gas first?
No.
Like, we machine gunned them all down, then we tear gassed them.
You got to use those together.
Okay.
That's a combo move.
I've never been a police officer, so I don't know these things.
This further concerned the priests because they were hoping for more of a peaceful solution to the concerns.
How words? Do you guys understand?
Yeah.
Huh?
They were hoping for more of like a lawful authority, stepping up to be like, to take care of it other than, we'll shoot them all.
Yeah, we got machine guns.
Yeah. So,
and tear gas, of course.
At the time, there was an organization, it may still be around, but at the time, there was an organization called the American Unity League. It was formed in Chicago. It opposed the Klan. It was not fond of the Klan's bullshit.
Yeah.
The AUL was led by Patrick O'Donnell, an ex-football player nicknamed Mad Patrick.
I should have named him Matrick.
And they would release a regular newsletter called Tolerance that would often include headlines that were basically like mocking the Klan and like taking shots at it here and there. And they would also, Patrick would get his hands on stolen lists of Klan members and then print them in the newsletter. Yeah. So that way people would know if their neighbors were in the Klan.
That's the thing. These motherfucking, like, they still have, like, now that, like, the Klan's going to, like, the transgender, like, book reading.
Yeah.
But they're like, why you got masks on?
Right. Well,
fucking show yourself if you're fucking so...
And I was going to talk about it later, but, like, not only are there still just, like, outright Klan groups, but there's a lot of groups now that have kind of taken that, where they're like, well, let's ditch the robes and the stereotypical Klan stuff.
Yeah.
And, you got, like, the Proud Boys, you got the Boogaloo Boys, you got all those alt-right groups that are still spreading the same messages, but they dress differently. So yeah,
and I would just like to say to the good boys, we
boys.
got nothing to do with any of that.
No. GBX
we
opposes
peace, love, understanding.
I will.
You do you. Leave me the fuck alone.
I will punch a Proud Boy
We'll punch
in his
anybody,
proud little face.
Yep.
With
Nazi,
stupid fucking
KKK,
haircut.
punch them fucking all.
Yeah. Boogaloo boys with your dumb
fuck
fucking
you.
Hawaiian shirts. Fuck you. So he would release.
We're the good boys. Keep our brass knuckles back on. We're the motherfucking good boys.
He would release these names. Often though, he was kind of just going with the what's the shitty like if you're dating, if you're just like if you're just asking every girl in the bar.
Yeah.
Because hopefully one of them will.
Yeah,
say
the odds
yes.
or whatever.
He was basically just like he would pretty much just print like every name.
He's like most of these people have to be in there.
And then every newsletter would include, along with the list of
dox them all, let God sort them out. Is what I say.
He would include retractions to where he was like, well, actually, this person isn't, but they were also on the list. So then the list, like you would have to like make sure you were doing your own work of comparing the list to see who he had messed up and said was a Klan member. So it was like.
It sounds good in theory, but he didn't really.
So, to many, he was considered reckless, and his group did more damage to the cause.
Yeah, because I wonder if that would cause some people to be like, fine, if you think I'm in the fucking KKK, then I'm just going to do it.
Or it kind of gets to the point where you don't know who to. If you realize, like, if you print a list of names and say it's got 200 names on it, and 70 of those were wrong, you start to go, well, were any of these right?
Yeah.
So then you just think the whole thing's bullshit, and now you've defeated the purpose.
Way to go, dickhead.
So, good intentions.
Thanks for nothing.
Good intentions, not great delivery. He had come to South Bend a year earlier and delivered a speech where he stated, Indiana will be the next battleground between Catholics and the Klan. Which side are you on? Will you fight alongside me in this holy war? Our work will be difficult because your government will not be neutral in this battle. Your government has been taken over by the Klan. You now live in a Klan republic. While a lot of people thought he was crazy for saying this, a year later it turned out that he was correct. And, today it turns out he is correct. Quite a lot of people in government definitely help these hate groups along. While many originally attended his speech just out of curiosity, by the end of it, many were standing up and cheering him on, especially the students. They were ready to, quote, get the Klan. Days before the rally, a new issue of Tolerance was published by the AUL with a headline that read, Shocking South Bend Klan Membership Rolls Revealed. And it included a huge list of Klansmen in South Bend, listing many individuals that the students knew, like the university barber. The students immediately went to his barbershop, smashed all the windows
to cut it out,
and destroyed his barbershop.
Damn.
In the past, Notre Dame's approach to anti-Catholic messaging was to simply ignore it. But it was seeming more and more like that was not going to be an option this time. So Matthew Walsh had been corresponding with Mad Patrick and had taken a liking to him. He had seen that while Patrick had some outrageous claims, much of what he said was proving to be true. To celebrate the upcoming rally, the Klan put up a big red electric cross, just a bunch of bulbs, in the window of their third-story office where their Klan quarters were stationed. I called it the Klan quarters. I don't know what they called it. But yeah, so they're like in this building. There's a grocery store at the bottom of it, and then on the third floor they have their little office. Yeah, where they have their little headquarters.
And they have their little meetings.
And
we hate everybody. It's not us.
And they put this red electric cross up in the window. So Klansmen began arriving in South Bend on a Friday night, and while they were typically welcomed with open arms when they would arrive someplace in a new town, in South Bend they were greeted by a group of local kids, pretty much telling them to get the fuck out of South Bend. The following day, on May 17th, 1924, students who lived off campus woke up to see men dressed in white robes standing on Main Street directing traffic. So many Klansmen were showing up, they had to direct them where to go, where to park, everything. So there's just like...
I'm like, you can go to hell. You go to hell.
Well, no, it's a Klan. Like other Klansmen directing.
I know. I was just...
But like instead of cops being out there to kind of like, keep shit under control.
It's just other clans.
It's just clans, like they're directing traffic. They're deciding where,
fuck that.
They're setting up.
Fuck that.
The rumor going around was that the Klan was planning on holding their parade, whether they had a permit or not. Proving once again what I always say: that permits are not the most optimal weapon against racism.
Yeah, you have said that.
It would also really, I think, put a damper on your group as like a hate group who had like, because to them they're fighting for this cause that they truly believe in.
Yeah, like, oh, we didn't get a permit.
Now, if the lack of a permit made them go, well, shucks, guess we can't do it here.
Yep.
Like, that really kind of just.
It's not going to work.
Yeah. So the Notre Dame students began to fill the streets, and they were getting pissed to see all of the Klansmen pouring in. Matthew Walsh.
Dude, I would get so fucking pissed if I saw that shit downtown or something.
Yeah.
Like, I'd have to leave. Like, I don't know.
I don't think I could help myself from saying things and starting shit.
Yeah. Fuck those guys.
So Matthew Walsh attempted to prevent any violence by asking students to remain in their homes and release a statement that read, quote, "It has been rumored that the Ku Klux Klan, worst name ever, is to have some sort of gathering in the vicinity of South Bend this evening. There is also a rumor to the effect that there may be a parade of the Klan in South Bend. Attempts by the Klan to flaunt its strength has resulted in riotous situations, sometimes in the loss of life. However aggravating the appearance of the Klan may be, remember that lawlessness begets lawlessness. The place for the Notre Dame men this afternoon and tonight is on the Notre Dame campus." While Walsh thought his statement would settle the students down, it had the opposite effect.
Yeah.
Students now were like, oh, so these motherfuckers want to riot?
Yeah.
Okay.
See, I can get his point, too. Like, just let them have their fucking parade.
Get them the fuck out of here.
Yeah. Like, don't give them the attention.
Yeah.
It's like a crying fucking kid. Like, just don't give them.
But instead, the students are like, all right.
Yeah, because they're students. They're fucking, they're full of
Bunch
fucking
of
piss and vinegar.
18
Vinegar?
Piss and vinegar, yeah.
I think it's vigor.
I've always seen piss and vinegar.
Okay.
Well, there's an Against Me song called Piss and Vinegar, so
I
I've always
think it's
went with that. Piss and vigor makes more sense.
They're full of something.
I'm gonna stick with piss and vinegar.
I am too, but yeah, they're full of it. They want, like, young adults want something to rally against.
Yeah.
They want. I mean, I feel.
Well, and we'll kind of get to it too, but like, if you're attending Notre Dame University, I'm assuming you're probably pretty strong in your Catholic faith.
Yeah.
So you've grown up with this bullshit of. We'll get to it, yeah.
Yeah.
Well, that's actually the very next line of the thing here. So many of these students had grown up hearing all of the Klan's bullshit that labeled them as unpatriotic, lesser than members of society. And with the Klan being right there in their town, their disagreement with those sentiments seemed to suddenly have had a place to be expressed. Like the opportunity to combat that narrative has presented itself. So we'll take a break there.
Let's get paid!
The Klan have arrived in South Bend.
All right.
Students are well aware.
They're pissed.
And it is time for the students to do something.
It's about to be on. Don't go away. We'll be right back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a second.
Yeah. 1 second.
All right.
Okay. Go.
It's probably like a minute.
Go!
All right, and we are back. So, yes, the Klan has arrived in South Bend. Students are starting to kind of see what's going on. One student named Bill had his last name, and I think I accidentally deleted it, so I'm not sure what his last name is. It's Bill.
Bill.
Notre Dame Bill.
Yeah, Notre Dame Bill.
He gets woken up by one of his roommates, and he's told that the Klan is burning a cross on the Notre Dame campus. So Bill jumps up.
What? They're Christian. Like, they have cross
I've
in
never understood the
Christianity,
burning cross
right?
thing.
Yeah. I mean, they believe in God. Like, what?
I don't know if it's.
I guess we just don't understand these Klansmen, Josh.
I don't know if it's supposed to be like you're gonna burn in hell.
Yeah.
I don't know. For some reason I've never been able to understand the Klan.
Can't identify with it.
Yeah. But
It's
so
kind
Bill,
of a good thing.
Bill
Kind of a
jumps
good
up,
thing.
gets a group of people together, and they all go running towards the campus to look for this cross burning. So it turned out that the cross burning was nothing more than a rumor. It wasn't actually happening. But along the way, Bill's group runs into other groups of Notre Dame students. Yeah. So it's
they're all like
everybody's
looking for a fight.
Everybody's out looking for some Klansmen right now. They're trying to figure out what the fuck's going on. So it's just growing. Like the students are just growing.
The more people that get into a group,
And
the dumber
the
and more
chipping starts going on.
aggressive the overall group becomes.
Yes.
I mean, I can see
Especially-
what the Notre Dame students are pissed off about.
Yeah.
But, violence doesn't really.
Anytime you get a bunch of dudes together
Yeah.
and there's any kind of hostility in the air,
Yeah.
shit's only going to
And
get
they
worse.
can, like, all point it towards one, like,
Yeah.
one object or,
Yes.
destination or whatever.
Yeah. So that's what's happening here. So they hear that the Klan is, like, downtown, like, directing traffic and everybody's arriving. So
They're directing fucking traffic!
So they head that direction.
Yeah.
On foot, they run like 2 miles from the campus to where like all this is going on, which leaves pretty much the campus at this point is now empty.
Yeah.
Like everybody from Notre Dame is out in the streets,
Wow.
heading towards the Klan.
The exact opposite from that guy's like message.
Yeah, Matthew Walsh's message
Yep.
Has been ignored. So when the students arrive, downtown, they see Klansmen everywhere, and members of the Klan are like still pulling in and trying to figure out where to go. Like, they're in their cars and vans and shit. And they kind of just like, they're still like at this time, like it's like I said, most Klan, like when they arrive in places, they're kind of like greeted, like they're kind of welcomed almost.
Yeah.
Like they don't usually face hostility or backlash.
They haven't really geared up their hate yet. They're like,
Well, they're definitely geared up their hate, but like it's not, the internet's really not around. So like,
yeah.
most groups that are still kind of like minorities and held back, they don't really have a voice yet. So, for the most part, America is still a very white,
They're like, welcome, come
religious Christian country. So howdy. Nice robes you got there. Look very clean. So members of the Klan that are looking for places to park and such, they start asking students, like, hey, where should we go? Like, we're here for the rally, guys. So the students start telling them, oh yeah, head that way. Like they start sending them down alleyways where there's groups of other students waiting.
Oh shit!
So as these Klansmen go down these alleys to try to find where they're going, the students jump them and just kick the shit out of them. They just start kicking the shit out of Klansmen, like all over the place. And after they would beat the fuck out of a Klansman, they would take their robe as a trophy.
Oh,
So this really threw the Klan for a loop.
yeah.
Because they were not used to this, and they started to kind of gather in groups, letting each other know what was going on. So they start regrouping, coming up with new plans. At the same time, the Notre Dame students are all kind of starting to get together and going over their next moves. So you're starting to get, everybody's starting to strategize a little bit. So at some point, presumably after punching a Klansman in the face a few times, old Bill, he emerges from one of the alleyways. He's wearing the robe now as a trophy, which I would have thought a smart play here would have been like a bunch of students just put the robes on and then just go pretend to be
Yeah.
until you can kind of infiltrate the center of it
Yeah.
and then wreak chaos from the center, from the inside.
Sure.
But so he emerges and he sees a group of Notre Dame students with their arms locked together in the wedge formation.
Yeah.
So, like in college football, it's now an illegal.
Or like rugby and stuff.
And in rugby and stuff, like it's
Yeah.
now an illegal move in football.
Yeah.
But you used to be able to interlock your arms together.
Oh, really? Can you do that in football?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And you just mow people down.
Well, fuck yeah, you could.
So,
I've seen it in some mosh pits, too.
yes. Yeah.
Some of those fucking hardcore shows, like, we enjoy this music so much, we're going to line up and fuck all of you.
So he sees these students doing this and just mowing down Klansmen. And then as soon as they would put them on the ground, other students would just come running from sidewalks and alleys and stuff, and they would take a couple shots, steal robes.
Hell yeah.
So they were just fucking up Klansmen left and right. Klansmen started scattering and running for help. They were a lot of them started hiding in gas stations and stuff. They just didn't know what to do.
Yeah.
I don't know what you wear under your robes as a Klansman, but I can imagine there's plenty of half naked adult grown up men just scattering in fear at this point. So
what do they wear?
a local deputy sheriff began to panic because he himself was a Klansman.
Oh shit.
And he had been placed in charge of the department for the day because the county sheriff had coincidentally decided to take that weekend off vacation.
Very smart
Because
move.
he's probably also a Klansman, and he didn't want any of this shit.
He's like, I gotta be at a parade. I can't be working.
So the deputy called the governor and requested that he send in the National Guard, and the governor basically said, I just don't feel comfortable taking sides.
You guys work this out.
So, yeah, instead of doing the right thing and being on the student side and being like, well, yeah, why the fuck are you guys there anyways?
Yeah, get the fuck
Get
out
the
of
fuck out of
town.
South Bend. He's just like, I'm just going to be neutral in this one, guys. Because
You
I'm a
guys-
coward.
You guys work this out.
Yeah.
I'm gonna look over here.
So this has all happened in the morning. So it is now 11:30 in the morning. Like, it's already chaos, and it's only 11:30 in the morning. The South Bend Tribune reported that not a single Klansman could be found in the business district. The feeling amongst the students at this point was that they were in control and had the Klan on the ropes. They had so many robes that the students themselves had held a spur-of-the-moment, unpermitted parade.
Huh.
The Klan was just baffled by the entire situation. The Klan calls a meeting with Police Chief Lawrence Lane and the mayor, and they get together and they make another request for a parade permit. Like, we want a parade, guys.
They got to have theirs.
We want one.
They took our robes.
We have candy to throw out. We got our Klan queen and king we got to show off. So they were again rejected. This made the Klan realize for the first time that maybe they weren't welcome in South Bend, and that they were not going to have law enforcement support on this. So the students begin marching towards the Klan quarters in South Bend, that building where they have the Red Cross.
Yeah.
They're able to find it pretty easily because of that Red Cross. So the offices on the third floor, at the bottom of the building was a grocery store. When the students arrived, they found a couple of large barrels of potatoes, which
I love potatoes.
I love potatoes too, and as
Dude.
somebody that has quite a lot of Irish in their blood, I find this hilarious that a bunch of Catholics show up and they see potatoes, and they immediately go, those are weapons.
Oh.
So, because the potato, you see, has many uses.
Yeah, okay.
So, the first potato,
1 potato, 2 potato, 3 potato, 4.
the first one goes crashing through the window of the third floor of the Klan quarters. More and more potatoes begin to be thrown. The bulbs lighting up the Red Cross were busted one by one by the students. Each bulb that was busted would be accompanied by a cheer from the group below.
Hell yeah.
One bulb remained, but students kept throwing potatoes at it for the next hour trying to bust it. They just couldn't do it, though. Finally, someone in the crowd yelled, "Harry!" announcing the arrival of Notre Dame's starting quarterback, Harry Studdenberg. Harry walked through the crowd. It parted like the fucking Red Sea. And somebody handed Harry a potato. And Harry looked at the last bulb and looked around, and the crowd went silent. And Harry squared up, and he threw the potato, and boom, the bulb busted. So the star cornerback.
I bet Harry busted a few bulbs after that, too. You know what I'm saying?
So what a scene. What
Yeah.
a fucking... That's the movie. How did Rudy get made
Not that.
before this?
Harry.
And wasn't Rudy's last name
Fuck, I don't know.
Studenberg or
They didn't
Studebaker?
They didn't chant his whole name.
Rudy Studebaker.
Was it Rudy Studebaker?
So after an hour of potato throwing, Bill looked around and observed the scene. There were 2 empty potato barrels, shattered windows and light bulbs, 0 police presence. No authorities had arrived to help the Klan. Bill and over 100 of his fellow students realized that they were free to do as they deemed fit. So they charged the building with plans of invading it and taking over the Klan quarters. The students broke through the door and began heading up the stairs to the Klan's office. Bill, leading the charge, suddenly sees a man appear with a pistol, and the man shoves it into Bill's chest.
Oh, shit.
Bill and the students stop. The man tells the students he is Reverend Jack Horton of the Cavalry Baptist Church, and he demands that the students leave the fucking building. And Bill throws his arms up. Okay, all right, you got me. And him and the students slowly retreat back into the street, and they regroup, and they discuss what to do next. So 4 seniors from Notre Dame, they get a white flag and wave it, and they ask to meet with the Klan up in the office.
Yeah.
So they go up. The 4 students
Can
go
we
up.
have our potatoes back?
Yeah, we just want our potatoes.
Man, we're going to make some cheesy bacon mashed potatoes.
They're up there for about an hour,
Yeah.
and then one of the students that's up there pops his head out the window, and he says, "Hey, we struck a deal with the Klan." So he says, quote, "We will let them parade if they are not in their robes and if they leave their revolvers behind." So the students all kind of look around. Okay, that's cool with us.
No.
We'll let them do this.
Compromise.
They compromised.
Okay.
So it's now 2 p.m., and the 2 priests who had originally went to speak with Chief Lane returned to his office once again and told him what was going on. Like, the streets are all blocked. There's fucking windows being smashed. People are being beat up. you've got to do something about this. And Larry Lane, the chief, responds, well, boys will be boys.
Yeah, they will.
So, meanwhile, the Klan had gathered at the park where their rally was planned to start.
They're like, both sides are white. We don't know what to do.
It had started drizzling a little bit of rain. About 2,000 Klansmen began to arrive. There were hooded guards at every entrance of the park. To enter, you had to either have a Klan membership card or you had to know the secret password.
Ooh.
Which
was password?
Just hate. Somehow, one student managed to enter the park. A Klansman saw him, pulled out his gun, and took a shot at him.
Whoa.
He missed, though. The student ran off, left the park, and found his friends, where they noticed that he had a fresh powder burn on his sleeve where the bullet went through it. Down at a pool hall, the students had gathered. One of the seniors was leading the group and told his fellow students that they would not interrupt the Klan unless they violated the terms of their agreement or if the police requested the students' assistance. So around this time, the Klan leader, D.C. Stevenson, arrived in town and could not fucking believe what was happening. And also, real quick to back up, I thought when I first started hearing about this story, I thought if I was one of these students that met with the Klan up there, when I said, we've reached an agreement, we will let them have this parade as long as they leave their revolvers behind, I would have done the wink wink. And then as soon as we got all the revolvers left behind, I would have kicked the shit out of the Klan because now I know they're not armed. But apparently they weren't setting them up like that, which I really hoped was what was happening.
Yeah.
But so D.C. Stevenson shows up. He's just blown away. Like, this is happening to his beloved group.
They're taking his robes.
He sees all the Klansmen huddled together in the park under watch of the mounted policemen. He realizes that the police were not supporting the Klan, but were keeping a watch over them. Because, all the policemen, they're not, they don't have their backs turned towards the Klan, watching the students.
Yeah.
They're all watching the Klan. So he also looks around and sees a lot of his men look defeated. This was definitely not the rally atmosphere that he was used to. So Stevenson noticed that...
Where's the bubbles? He's like, God damn, we normally got bubbles.
He notices that there's a bridge that looks over the park.
Uh-huh.
And he notices that up on this bridge, just hundreds of Notre Dame students are up there just keeping an eye on shit. And he realizes that's the parade route. And they're not going to be able to get through there with all these students. So he demands to see the chief of police and the mayor, and he sends off one of his little henchmen to get them. About this time, a reporter walks by. Stevenson grabs him, and he says, quote, "The city and county officials have utterly failed to protect the law-abiding Klansmen in South Bend. The American flag is being trampled upon in the streets of South Bend." The reporter asked Stevenson if he still planned on having a parade. Stevenson replied by pointing at the skies and the little bit of rain that was coming down, and said that he's canceling the parade due to the weather. Because the Klan had forgot their rainy day robes.
Yeah.
So what are you going to do?
They forgot the hoods that have the little umbrella built into it,
Yeah.
Damn it.
How do you expect them to be out spreading the word of hate when it's raining?
It was like a wet t-shirt contest.
There's only one thing that defeats hate, and that's... a stormy day.
Yeah, because it's it's going to make their bulges look, it's going to distract everybody.
There ain't no penises there. It's just Ken doll.
Oh, wow.
The Ku Klux Klan Ken dolls.
Oh.
So, mark my words, though, he says, we will, at some future date, have a parade in South Bend, and if necessary, we will bring the United States Army for protection.
Oh.
I like that he's, at sometime.
Yeah.
One day.
I'm going to get my big brother, and I'm going to be back.
We ain't going to stand for this shit.
Not today we're standing for it, but, oh, buddy.
So by this time...
you guys stand for church, there's going to be a day where we're not going to stand for it.
No.
Today we're going to stand for this.
And we just don't like to be in the rain. So we watched that Wizard of Oz movie, and we don't really know if we're wicked witches or not.
I can't get these things right.
The water seemed to really do a number on her. So, so Stevenson responded by... so by this time, the henchman comes back, and he has Chief Lane. The chief walks over to Stevenson and asks, hey, are you still going to have this parade? Stevenson responds by saying, he's like, what are you going to do about these hooligans that have accosted my Klan? And the chief again says, are you going to have a parade? And Stevenson, no, I'm canceling it. It's raining.
Yeah.
You can't expect us to be out here in the rain. Again, though, he asked, what are you doing about the students? He even claims that he witnessed on his way in students knocking down old ladies and overturning a baby carriage.
Yeah.
So the chief simply replied, thank you, and then left. So Stevenson is fucking pissed at the lack of respect. And the rain begins to pour by 6:30 p.m. The Klansmen all attempt to begin leaving South Bend, but the Notre Dame students weren't finished. They had set up a roadblock on the bridge, and the Klansmen had to pass through it to get out of the city.
Yeah.
The students began checking cars for Klansmen. Upon discovering a car full of Klansmen, the students smashed in the windshield with baseball bats. One Klansman ran his mouth, so he was pulled out of the car and beaten until a cop showed up to save him. Another point, a car full of Klan musicians, because you got to have good tunes.
Oh, yeah.
They attempt to pass through the roadblocks. The students see the instruments in the car, so they take all the instruments and just smash the shit out of them.
Nice.
A Klansman guarded by an Indiana State Trooper approached the roadblock and told the students that they would get theirs. The students likely responded by all doing the jerk-off motion and told him to get the fuck out of South Bend. So there was a streetcar full of students passing by when a couple of Klansmen encountered some of the students who were nearby, and one of the Klansmen attacked a student with a baseball bat. In turn, the two Klansmen were chased onto the streetcar that was full of students, and one of the students that was chasing him also was a deputy with the sheriff's department.
Yeah.
He was a student deputy or whatever. So the Klansman who had attacked with the baseball bat, once he's on the streetcar, he pulls out a gun, and this deputy quickly disarms him and arrests him. The other Klansman that was there, with him, he immediately begins crying.
Oh.
And he says, I don't have a gun, and I just want to go home. So
I don't walk in the end anymore.
I'm scared shitless right now. My hate ain't strong enough for this. So only 8 students were arrested. 3 of them for assault, 2 of them for swearing.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah. I don't know what the other 3 were arrested for, but 8 in total were arrested. The Klan was gone, though. The students returned to campus. Matthew Walsh and the priests at Notre Dame never condoned the vigilante justice, but they never disciplined a single student for it. But for the Klan sympathizers, the events in South Bend only convinced them, even more, that Notre Dame was a sinister institution and that the enemies of America and Protestantism and rural values had to be stopped. Back in South Bend, Deputy Sheriff Colley, who was a Protestant, he was embarrassed that the students had taken over South Bend, and in response, he deputized 30 local Klansmen. Local papers portrayed the students as a crazy potato-throwing mob the following day. Pro-Klan newspapers printed allegations that Notre Dame students assaulted women and children and destroyed American flags. Chief Lawrence Lane...
If you can't beat them, just make shit up about them. Just fucking...
So Chief Larry
control
Lane,
the narrative.
He is upset with the students for their behavior. That evening, the deputy chief called for Chief Lane to meet, old Sheriff Colley. He asks for Chief Lane to meet him at the Klan headquarters with the rest of his men at 9
The Klan quarters?
The Klan quarters. The deputy chief told Lane that the students were going to continue their attacks, so Lane called in off-duty officers. Everything was quiet on the streets when the Klan put their newly repaired Red Cross in the window. Within minutes, reportedly, you could start to hear, people running towards the building. There was a quote about how somebody said that it sounded like a bunch of horses were running towards.
Yeah.
But, the cross goes up, and, within 5 minutes...
They were looking for it. They were waiting
about 500 students show up.
Jesus.
This time, the Klansmen walked out onto the streets with white handkerchiefs tied around their arms and formed a line facing off with students. Any idea what the white handkerchiefs are?
In case they gotta blow their nose.
So they don't have they don't have their robes and stuff on.
Yeah.
They have normal clothes on, but they all have white handkerchiefs tied around their arm. This is so if you see this kind of thing, if you're ever in a riot or a protest or whatever, and you see a group with identifying shit like that,
yeah,
that means they need to be able to see who's who.
Oh, okay.
So there's some shit about to go down.
Ah.
This was seen when we had the George Floyd protests, and all of a sudden you saw a bunch of alt-right groups show up, and you would see various collars of shit wrapped around people's arms so they could identify who the good guys, quote-unquote, are. So the Klansmen were not in their robes, and the students were unsure of who might be a law enforcement officer. And then a potato was thrown from somewhere behind the student crowd.
Back and to the left.
Back to the left. It missed its target and hit the brick wall. So the students are kind of laughing, like, whoever that was, you fucking missed.
Yeah.
And then from the darkness, behind the students, Chief Lawrence Lane's voice rings out, "Okay, boys, let's show them who's running this town." And then him and his men run out of the darkness and attack the students with clubs.
Oh, shit.
Then the Klansmen begin throwing rocks and bottles, and the brawl is on.
It's a rumble.
There's like a policeman that's like all of a sudden he catches a bottle to the face, and his like face is shattered.
Damn.
There's apparently Chief Lane sees a student get shot and dragged out of like the crowd.
Yeah.
There's this. It's
mayhem.
Yeah. So Chief Lane kind of starts to realize, fuck, this was not a good idea. So he leaves. He gets out of the whole thing. We gotta figure this out. He's basically Barney Fife.
Yeah.
So he runs back to the station and calls local law enforcement for help. "Hi, I'm the chief of police. I need help."
Can you say police?
He then calls Matthew Walsh and asks him to come down and try to calm the students down.
The ones he just attacked.
Yeah. So the students begin to run away and they regroup. Many of them wanted to keep fighting, but when Walsh arrived, he observed the scene and he knew he'd been in like World War I. And he's like, this isn't going to get better.
Yeah.
Like, we need to stop this shit. So he climbs up onto this monument and he gives this big speech and he convinces the students to all return to campus. The next day, the mayor held 2 meetings. He met with the Klan and he met with prominent Catholics in the community. And both groups are pissed at the students, not the Klan.
Yeah.
Walsh listened to what both groups had to say, and while he kind of expected that both sides would blame the students, he was surprised, especially when Chief Lane jumped up and proclaimed that he had no idea that a riot was even a possibility, and that he had no warning of this.
Who, me?
Sweet old Chief Lane. I ain't never did nothing to no one.
I just wanted to have some coffee.
So, the next day, Newt Rockne came down.
I know that name.
Pretty big name in the Notre Dame world. He spoke at a campus rally, and he implored the students to obey the college president, refrain from further violence. And then the priests had the students take a no-riot oath.
Oh, okay.
Now, you're not going to be able to riot no more. I got to hear you say the words. Attempts at a parade the following year were prevented by Republicans who felt that it might hurt the election. Not because they just thought, hey, maybe we, shouldn't escalate this shit. Matthew Walsh remained vigilant and expressed throughout the rest of his life distrust of local officials and a lot of government officials. He officially coined the name the Fighting Irish for the Notre Dame, though, because of this. This is how they got that name.
Oh, Fighting Irish with the little leprechauns. Were there leprechauns involved?
You have to assume.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, or you have to assume that if at the time they had leprechauns, this would have been over in like an hour.
Yeah.
So at that,
I feel like leprechauns would just shoot all their heads off.
Yes,
that's what they do, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Oh yeah, some of those feisty ones.
Yep.
You got some that are in it for their Lucky Charms. You got some that are in it for the pot of gold, but you got others that they just want to
like a good scary movie, like a crazy evil leprechaun.
Is it called Leprechaun?
Yeah, it could. I gotta write it out.
Oh, I thought you said you got one.
No, it would be a good movie.
I mean, it's called Leprechaun.
Okay.
There's like 12 of them.
That's what I'll call it then. It's already been done!
You've seen Leprechaun, right?
Oh, yeah.
Jennifer Aniston?
Yep.
Yeah.
In her original nose.
And then at one point he's in the hood.
Yep, and in space, I think.
And in space at one point, I think.
Space, yeah.
I would have loved it if you had never known there was a Leprechaun horror movie, and you were like, I got a really good idea for a horror movie. It's going to be about an evil leprechaun. So at that summer's Democratic National Convention, the Klan made its strength known when Klan-friendly delegates successfully blocked an anti-Klan movement in the party platform and then stymied the nomination of its sponsor, New York Governor Al Smith. That fall, the Klan helped elect a pro-Klan governor in Indiana, who promptly introduced several anti-Catholic bills in the state legislature, including a proposal to outlaw, basically, Catholic schools. 4 years later, the Klan would again mobilize its forces to help defeat candidate Smith in his bid for the White House. As it turned out, however, the sun had already begun to set on the KKK. Infighting and scandal caused membership to decline after 1925. Then came the Great Depression and a successful suit by the federal government for back taxes. So, in around 1925 or 1930s, the Imperial Wizard received a bill from the IRS, but apparently he had like no spells to pay it off. So they just couldn't afford to be a group.
We can't afford to be hateful now.
Yeah. So by the mid-1930s, the National KKK organization had been reduced to rubble. And like I said, while it is definitely not what it once was, it's still out there.
Yeah.
I think it's known by different names now. Whether they, and I think a lot of those groups all kind of have like their set of hate that may not perfectly match up with like the other group's set of hate. But it's all the same fucking bullshit. Dumb idea.
We're better than somebody else.
We're all we're all a bunch of losers that don't like different people.
Yep.
And we're scared.
We're scared.
We don't know what to do.
Hold us.
Things are changing around us.
Just hug me.
White men aren't in charge anymore. Good Christian people are dying. There's a war on Christians.
Fuck Bud Light.
Fuck it. I can't believe Bud Light don't love us no more.
Oh, Bud Light.
So yeah, that is how Notre Dame became the Fighting Irish. And while there's probably also a number of episodes we could do about the problematic behavior of the Catholic religion, I do love the story that a bunch of students at Notre Dame just said, fuck it.
Yep.
Not on our watch.
Pass the potatoes.
And just beat the shit out of the Klan. And made them run. And, the one Klansman crying is my favorite part of that whole story. I don't want to be here. I'm scared.
I want to go home.
I just want to go home.
Let me go home.
Oh, my robe's all dirty. I got to have it washed.
My wife's going to be so mad.
What a dumb outfit.
Yeah.
What a just stupid, a robe and a hood.
I mean, they're not very smart.
Just overall, just a completely stupid group.
Yeah.
Full of a bunch of fucking morons. And in a fight, if I, today go outside and there's a Klansman walking around and I fight him, he is in the worst fucking outfit for this fight.
Yeah.
There's not a lot of movement in a robe. You can get kind of caught, your knees can get kind of caught up.
Yeah, it's hard to...
If I can turn your hood around, you're done.
Pull it up over like a hockey fight.
Hockey fight them.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know how the Klan has lasted.
Because it's hate. It's not going to go away.
Yeah, I just feel they're very easy. I think that's why a lot of, different groups have started springing up now where they don't wear those specific outfits because it's not as easily identifiable.
Uh-huh.
Today, if you were driving on the street and you saw a Klan rally, or, if you at any time you would easily be able to go, oh, that's the Klan. Let's go, beat them senseless. It's pretty easy to figure out who the Klan is. But now it's these dudes that look like me, unfortunately, big beard, cargo camo shorts. So, fuck the Klan.
Fuck them.
I think that's easily a strong opinion that we support on the show.
Both of us together.
Yes. Fuck the Klan. I've heard tell that at one point, I don't know if this is true. This is a rumor I heard back when I was younger. But I've heard, we're in Parkersburg, West Virginia.
West Virginia.
I've heard that Williamstown, West Virginia, used to be a pretty key center for the Klan.
Really?
I don't know if that's true. I don't know if that still rings true.
Let's do some investigation.
Wouldn't surprise me.
It does start with the W. As does the word white.
Yes, there you go.
So,
they probably do look for things like that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Probably if we looked into who Williamstown was named after, it probably turns out it's some
that seems like a lot of work. I'm going to let you do that.
Goddamn racist.
I'm going to let you do that, but I look forward to hearing about it. Okay.
Right. Yeah, I'm glad you were going to let me do that.
Yeah, man.
I appreciate it.
Have fun.
Well, all right. Any last thoughts on the Klan, or
just fuck them. You know, if you don't like someone, just fucking don't look at them.
if any Klan members are listening to this,
Yeah. Fuck you.
Eat my dick.
Yeah. Eat his dick.
You stupid piece of shit.
Yeah, just live and let live, man.
Just go jump off a bridge.
Yeah.
Your robe will be great for that. It'll probably
Have fun.
help you float.
Bye.
All right, we'll be back
I was saying that to the Klansman
next
before he
time.
jumps. Yeah, we'll be back.
Joel's going to write a Leprechaun story.
Yep, it's going to be a movie.
He's going to write the very first ever Leprechaun horror movie.
Yep.
Looking forward to that. Maybe Warwick Davis is available to act in it.
Who?
Warwick Davis. He played the Leprechaun.
I'm going to have you play the Leprechaun.
Ooh.
So I got to work on that.
How's he say the Lucky Charms thing?
They're trying to steal me Lucky Charms.
Wow,
They're always after me Lucky Charms.
That was really good.
Is that it?
I don't know.
I remember on Wayne's World, Garth was always
Oh, yeah.
I'm the Leprechaun.
Stop it, Wayne. Yeah, okay, well, I think that's all we got.
Peace out.